ESPN FC Live reaction to Fulham against Manchester United. Kay Murray and Janusz Michallik here with you for That's Been a While, my friend Janusz. Both teams here looking for their first wins of the season. It wouldn't come for either of them. It finished 1-1. And Janusz, I want to start with Manchester United because if last week we were talking about this defeat to Arsenal being a loss with positives, what would we summarise this game as for United?
It almost felt like last season, right? Yes, I look at Manchester United even last season. I mean, against the big teams, they've done well. It's against the smaller teams they didn't compete. And apart from the quick start today, where I thought they're going to continue what they've done against Arsenal, which is a lot of good organization, almost a little bit of a blueprint of how maybe Manchester United is going to play today. The first 10 minutes, Cunha with two great chances that he's got to put away. But then again, after that, remember, I mean, they conceded on the corner against Arsenal. Here, three almost identical corners that Manchester United couldn't figure it out with Bassi, Rodrigo Muniz having a chance, Anderson as well. So very, very disappointing, really. I know it's early. I know the expectations are higher, maybe because of that first game. But let's not forget, they still lost to Arsenal in that first game, only 1 point here. And you know how I feel about Premier League, Kay. Contrary to popular opinion, for me, this is a sprint. It's not a marathon. Look where they are right now. 1 point. Everybody is running away in terms of the big teams. Even look at Spurs, who were just as big a mess as Manchester United. They were next to each other last season. Look at them, 6 points, right? So very, very disappointing today. Almost felt like this is the third game that Manchester United would have lost last season. They weren't far away from it.
Let's go through a few of the key moments, starting with the ongoing VAR check that was happening in the first half while the teams were still playing, which led to a Manchester United penalty for Calvin Bassey throwing down Mason Mount. First of all, was it a penalty for you?
100% penalty. I don't even know what a discussion is. I mean, how much more is it going to take, right? I mean, even a hold like this, if you were just to hold him, but, throw him down, like, wrestling style for sure. I was looking at Luke Shaw against Rodrigo Muniz, and that to me, as a player, I'm bypassing the laws of the game. I know I shouldn't, but, if I look at that, I'd say, that was a hold. But then I look at Muniz, who dove head first, really. And to me, anyway, 100% penalty and the right decision.
And then came the penalty, and Bruno Fernandes, who's usually surefire from the spot, skies his penalty. I want to get your take on this, because when we actually looked back and saw the replays, when he's stepping back and setting himself up to take it, he bashes into the referee, and it seems to really throw him off. Did it throw him off his penalty?
Maybe. I mean, he missed it in a spectacular fashion. This is Bruno Fernandes, their best player, one of the best players in the world. It shouldn't in that fashion. But, when I watched the rest of the game, maybe it has, because he was definitely not the same player after that. And I could go on and talk about other players who disappointed, right? Manchester United obviously strengthened themselves. But I think great players get past that, right? I don't know if that did. It doesn't bode well about Bruno Fernandes. I don't buy into that.
I'll definitely revisit those players that disappointed you in a moment, but I do want to get to the opening goal. Lenny Yoro, although goes down as an own goal because it comes off the back of Rodrigo Muniz. It's the first United goal of the Premier League season for Manchester United. Should the opener have stood, though?
No. Absolutely not. It's a push. There'll be many, that will say, well, you got to be stronger and all this. If it's a body-to-body contest, right, and there's a little bit of push, right, you're both jumping for it, then I would say, no, you got to be strong enough. But here, when you have two arms straight and the ball is in the vicinity, and Bassi's certainly good in the air, big man, probably, obviously not seeing what's behind, to me, that's not a goal, that's a foul.
Okay, and do you think that you can link the two situations as well, and Fulham can feel hard done by, given the fact that a penalty was given against them, and then we see here this being a goal for Manchester United?
Absolutely. I mean, look, the way I saw it, right, those are two different situations, in my opinion, right? I mean, guilty on one side, and, if you look at Bassi, 100%, but I don't know if I link those, because, you have to judge these situations separately and not look at it, maybe the same player involved, and look what happened there, and he didn't get it back. Getting into minutia of that, I treat them separately. And for me, first, a clear penalty, right decision from the referee and the VAR team. Second one, a goal scored, which shouldn't be allowed. If VAR looks at that and looks at the laws of the game, I'm not sure how they made that decision. Clear foul.
Meanwhile, Janusz, when it comes to Fulham's equaliser, talk about an instant impact from Emil Smith-Rowe. I think it was his first touch, 93 seconds after coming on.
Yeah, I mean, a good cross defensively, because, we're going to get to players. Overall, that's not going to change my mind, but a little bit disappointed with De Ligt, who's been much, much better, something that was promised. And, it took him a while to get there so far in these two games, of course. I think in the first one, like if I look, he could have stepped up, to cut the cross out. Maybe I think it was in front of Jimenez, if memory serves right. And then Luke Shaw, who again, it's such a bonus after missing so much time. I like his experience. I like the way he's played in the first game against Arsenal. Obviously fell asleep there, and Smith-Rowe puts it away. So if you look at the substitutions anyway, Fulham subs made a difference, much more so than the substitution that Manchester United made.